Guys, David Ronson here. For this blog, I want to talk a little bit about Navis and the workflow that we have to jump through on coordination. Most projects, coordinators are assigning specific colors by trade. And in fabrication, we use a lot of different colors based on the system that we're drawing in. So what's the best way to get those systems to adhere to the coordination requirements? Um, One of the best ways I've found is by using the appearance profiler, and that's on the home tab in Navis and over here on the right side of the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. Basically, the appearance profiler is just a filter that we can apply color to, and we can also save those filters and reuse them throughout the length of the project on any new coordination files that we create. So just to give you an idea of how this works, I'm going to click on a fitting, um, and we'll come over here and look at the information that we have access to on this fitting. Uh, the appearance profiler starts out by looking for the category, and the category is equivalent to these tabs up here. Unfortunately, there's no drop down here, so we have to actually type this out. So I'm going to type this out, CADmep Plus, and the property is going to be the category that we're searching, and we'll type in service, and the service name we have equals. We don't have contain, so we have to actually type this entire thing out. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Now to find out if I've typed this out correctly, we can hit test selection. And if it finds other fittings in the model that are fit under that filter, it'll highlight them. So that looks successful. And let's say that the ductwork in this project all needs to be pink. So we'll select pink, we'll hit OK. And we're going to go ahead and add that to the selector. Okay. And I'm going to click off to the side, and you'll see this is not pink yet. We have to actually run these filters against the model down here on the bottom right. So I'm going to go ahead and click run, and you'll see that all change to pink. All right, real quick, real easy. And we can do this all inside one Navis file. Let's do one more. This is a low pressure, so let's go ahead and we'll change the service name here to low pressure. Okay, and again, I'll test the selection to make sure I typed it out correctly. All right, here we go. And we will add that again to the selector and hit run. And that's going to change all of that ductwork to pink. So essentially, we're going to have to do this for all the services in this project. And then once we're done doing that, we can hit save, and we'll save this list of filters off into a project location. And every project that we load after this will just load in these filters. So I've already created these filters, so I'm going to go ahead and load them in. All right, quite a list of them. So to bear you the headache of watching me do that, I've already done that. I'm going to go ahead and hit run. There we go. Okay, so now all of our trades have the color that has been assigned to them in the by the coordination. Okay, so something that the appearance profiler is not capable of handling is things like insulation um, from a CAD workflow standpoint. So we can fill in those gaps by using the find items tool. Okay, I've already created some search sets, so I'm going to import these. Basically, a search set is just, again, some filters um, that we can define in the find items tool. Okay, So when I click on the insulation, it's going to highlight all those items in my selection tree. So I can come over here and override the color. I'm going to give it a light gray, and we will also give it some transparency. Okay. And as you can see, we've got some nice insulation going on there. Okay. Something else are supports. Because supports are service based, they changed colors when we ran the appearance profiler. So let's change all of those to, we'll go with a yellow. All right. And elevation tags. So because tags are attached to the actual fitting itself, uh, they show up in the model in random places, and they're really annoying when you're doing coordination. You'll see them here. They're kind of light, so difficult to see, but let's go ahead and turn those off. I've created a search selection for that. Again, I'm just going to right click in the selection tree and hit hide, and they're gone, just like that. Now this coordination model's ready to go. Didn't take a lot of time, a little bit of upfront work, obviously creating the filters in the profiler, but definitely worth the time up front because it saves you a lot of time throughout the project. Something worth noting, in fact, let me go ahead and show this to you. Um, the parameters that we're given access to in a CAD workflow in the properties is pretty minor, right? We only have so many things that we can filter by. I'm going to append a file that I've done in Navis. Yeah, it's on my desktop. All right, this is the way a file comes in out of Revit. Everything's white. We don't have any colors. Not a lot of pizzazz here. Not what we're used to seeing. So again, we're going to use the appearance profiler against this model. Um, but we can't use the same appearance. We can't use the same um, selection. If I click on this fitting, there's no CADmep Plus tab. Okay, so I'm going to load in a separate list of filters for the profiler, and these fittings are being filtered by element fabrication service abbreviation equals to. Okay, so if I click on this fitting, obviously what you can see here is the categories element. There is no element tab up here. I'm not sure why they've chosen to do it this way, but if I have to come over here in the selection tree and select on the category one step up from what's highlighted. Okay, and that opens up a much larger list of categories for me to build my filters on. Again, this is being built under element. So under element, you'll see there's a lot of data here that we didn't have in a CAD workflow. In a Revit workflow, they've opened up a lot of other things to us so we can filter by. So I'm going to go ahead and run this against this model. And as you'll see, all the fabrication services took on a color. Okay. The things that did not take on color are Revit items, regular families. At this point, flex duct is not supported in Revit. Diffusers, things like that, equipment, and we could just continue to add to the appearance profiler to account for those types of things um, on each project. The nice thing about Revit is that you probably don't going to be building as many coordination models just based on the nature of Revit and how the project workflow is in Revit. Hope you find this useful. Something I really enjoyed researching and using. If you have any ideas, thoughts, comments, as always, drop me a line. You can send me an email or always comment below. Thanks.